Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Hopefully, all you guys are doing wonderful. Hopefully, all you guys are doing well. Today is August 27th, and it is Tuesday. It's been an interesting day in the news world. We've seen a lot of things, but it's been a great one. So let's get into it. Hopefully, all you guys are doing well, as we transition a little bit, and subscribe if you're new. Anyways, moving into the Trump administration segment, as we do, the first topic we have today is Denmark has summoned an American diplomat after the White House accused them of spying on Greenland. A top U.S. diplomat in Denmark has been summoned for a meeting in the country's foreign ministry. Foreign Minister Lars Loke Rasmussen, sorry for pronouncing that horribly, has confirmed that this was over an alleged pro-American influence operations in Greenland. Rasmussen said in a statement, "We are aware that the foreign actors continue to show interest in Greenland and its positions of the Kingdom of Denmark. It is therefore not surprising that we experience outside attempts to influence the future of the kingdom's time ahead. Any attempt to interfere with the international affairs of the kingdom will, of course, be unacceptable. In that light, I have asked the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to summon the U.S. Charge d'Affaires for a meeting at the ministry. This cooperation between governments of Denmark and Greenland is close and based off of mutual trust, just as there is a close cooperation and dialogue between the relevant Greenlandic and Danish authorities." So, U.S. and Denmark relations are hot. Unsurprisingly, this administration wants to take land that they can't have. It's how historically bad groups have built nationalism over conquest and through propaganda. But I think the interesting thing is about the modern day is that really we don't see this happen. Yes, we do see government changes, but we don't see border changes, and that's what this administration wants. Which is why I don't think it will happen. Unless we see a shift in the Ukraine war that just lets Russia take all the land they want. I honestly doubt it. Border changes are kind of taboo in the modern day, and it's just not something you really ever see. And that's kind of what the Trump administration is pushing for. In other news, giant Trump posters are appearing outside of the Department of Labor. A massive poster of Trump has been draped over the Department of Labor building in Washington, D.C. It features Trump's second inaugurational photo portrait along the slogan, "American Workers First." It's 3 stories long, and there is another portrait of Theodore Roosevelt with the same slogan on it, and an American flag is featured in between. I believe there are other banners as well. Trump is not for American workers in any way, shape, or form. Let's not forget he has gotten rid of millions of jobs within this administration. He has raised living costs, and he has created dangerous environments for some of the nation's largest workforces, like the immigrant population. He's actively fighting against helping the working class in this country, not supporting it in any way, shape, or form. In other news, moving on to our Washington, D.C. segment, we have one topic here today as Trump is looking to expand his D.C. takeover and is taking over the Union Station. The Trump administration has plans to take over the management of DC's Union Station, the travel hub for Amtrak and the city's metro lines. This was announced by the Transportation Department Wednesday morning. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said in a statement, "Instead of being a point of pride, Washington's Union Station has fallen into despair. By reclaiming the station management, we will help make this city safe and beautiful at a fraction of the cost." This is not shocking at all. There's a reason why the media is not talking at all about this Feder incident. It shows that these National Guard troops aren't doing something that's okay. As we know, many of them don't support this, but they need to recognize what's okay and what's illegal. Granted, this entire DC situation is technically legal. The Trump administration technically does have the power to do this, but if they try and do that in other states, the Trump administration does not have the power to do that. When it really comes down to it, the most important thing right now is a military in support of the people rather than being in support of the administration. Anyways, moving on into our other news segment, we have 2 topics here today. The first one being some great news, as an Iowa Democrat has flipped a red seat, being a huge win. Democrat Caitlin Dray pulled off a huge victory in a special election for the Iowa Senate, flipping a Republican seat and breaking the GOP's supermajority in the chamber for the first time in 3 years. Dray won 55% of the vote against Republicans Christopher Prosh, who won 44%. Dray said in an interview after the win, "I'm just really incredibly honored that the folks in Senate District 1 believed in this campaign as much as the team did, and I am looking forward to representing them well." Huge congratulations to Caitlin Dray. I really hope we see more of these seats flip like this in red states, across the country, especially when it comes to midterms. This is going to be a big fight. If you're in a red district, I recommend you registering as a red voter so you can actively vote against these Republicans. We need to get as many votes as possible against them. Democrats only need to flip 6 seats in order to win a House majority, but as many seats as possible would be great. Anyways, moving on to our final topic tonight, we have some really unfortunate news as there has been a school shooting at a Minneapolis school/church. A shooter opened fire through the windows of a Catholic church/school in Minneapolis early Wednesday morning. The attack struck children celebrating Mass on their first week of school, killing 2 children and injuring 17. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara said the shooter was armed with a shotgun, rifle, and pistol and approached the side of the church where he fired dozens of rounds into the windows at children sitting in pews, after which he killed himself. My condolences to the families of the 2 children who two children who passed. This is an absolutely horrendous situation and inexcusable. Of course, these 17 children who are injured, who are now confirmed to all live. But school shootings in this country happen way too frequently in the United States, yet we still don't have laws or regulations to protect our children. As someone who is a registered hunter and who has spent their entire life around guns, we need to have more laws in place to make it harder for people to get them nationwide, not just based on states. It is a genuine problem that in this country streets are safer than schools, and that needs to change. With that being said, though, thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. It has definitely been an interesting one. If you're new here, please subscribe. We're on our way to 500 subscribers, and I would really appreciate it. If you're on Substack, please also consider subscribing. All funds go to me. They'll help me pay for the things that I will need to pay for in college, like food, like clothing, like all those kinds of things. But if not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support on this content. It means the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in tomorrow's episode.